License and registration. This your car, ma'am?
Yes, officer.
Is there a problem? You're the CEO of what, an online boutique?
No. Owens Tech, the company that secures your department's network.
You own Owens Tech?
I am Owens Tech.
Keaton.
You shouldn't even...
A racist cop pulls over a black businesswoman in broad daylight, mocking her, questioning her success, and trying to humiliate her. But what he doesn't know is that she's his boss. The company she owns protects the very police system that tried to degrade her. Watch until the end. You won't forget this one. Comment where you're watching from, like, and subscribe for more powerful storytelling. Some stories hurt, others heal. This one does both. Subscribe now and help spread stories that challenge injustice in broad daylight. The sun was high over downtown Atlanta, bright, golden, and honest. It was a kind of day that made the city glimmer with possibility, except for those who knew how quickly hope could turn into humiliation. Danielle Owens, 36, was behind the wheel of her new black Mercedes EQS, cruising toward her corporate headquarters. The car wasn't just a luxury, it was a statement, a reward for years of hard work, late nights, and endless rejection. She was CEO of Owens Tech, a fast-rising cybersecurity firm with clients across the country, including, ironically, the city's police department. She wore a crisp white suit, minimal jewelry, and confidence like armor. Her hair was pulled back neatly, her nails manicured, and her tone, when she spoke, always measured. But beneath that calm, Danielle carried stories of struggle. Every boardroom where she was the only black woman. Every time someone called her assistant instead of boss. This morning, however, she wasn't thinking about any of that. She was thinking about her upcoming investor meeting, until flashing red and blue lights appeared in her rearview mirror. "Ma'am, pull over immediately," came the sharp voice over the loudspeaker. Danielle sighed, glanced at the time, and eased her car to the curb. She turned down the jazz playing softly through her speakers. The officer, Officer Brian Keaton, mid-30s, white buzzcut, sunglasses, approached with the swagger of someone who assumed control before understanding context. He tapped the window. She rolled it down halfway. "Morning, officer," she said, calm and polite. "License and registration." "Sure thing. May I ask what this is about?" "You were driving a little too slow for someone in this neighborhood," he said, eyes scanning her face, then the luxury interior of the car. "Mind telling me where you're headed?" Danielle's brow furrowed slightly. "To work." He smirked. "What kind of work?" "I'm the CEO of Owens Tech," she said evenly. Keaton chuckled. "CEO, huh? Of what? Your online shop?" The word stung, not because they surprised her, but because she'd heard versions of them all her life. She handed over her license and registration. Both valid, both perfectly in order. He studied them like he was looking for a lie. "This your car?" he asked. "Yes, officer." "Mind stepping out for a moment?" Danielle inhaled sharply. "Is there a reason?" "Routine check. Step out." She did. Heels clicking on the pavement. Cars slowed down. Phones came out. A small crowd began to watch. He circled her vehicle. "Nice ride," he said. "A little too nice for most people, you know." "I worked hard for it," she replied. "Sure you did," he muttered. "What kind of businesswoman drives this?" Danielle's jaw tightened. "The kind who signs your department's cybersecurity contracts." He stopped mid-step. "What?" She crossed her arms. "Owens Tech handles digital infrastructure for your precinct, Officer Keaton, including your personnel database." The words hit him like a slap of daylight. His face stiffened, his posture faltered. At that exact moment, another police cruiser pulled up. Inside was Lieutenant Maria Santos, Keaton's supervisor. She stepped out, sunglasses glinting. "What's going on here?" Keaton stammered. "Just a traffic check, ma'am." Danielle turned to Santos. "Lieutenant, I was pulled over for driving while existing." Santos frowned. "Excuse me?" Keaton tried to interject. Santos cut him off. "Ma'am, do you have identification?" Danielle smiled faintly. "Of course." She reached into her briefcase and pulled out a sleek leather folder, her corporate credentials. Inside was her full name, company seal, and a signed partnership agreement with the city police department. Santos's eyes widened slightly as she recognized the document. You're Ms. Owens? Yes, Danielle replied. The same Ms. Owens who signed the cybersecurity contract last quarter. Keaton's jaw dropped. You own Owens Tech? Danielle met his eyes. I am Owens Tech. For a long moment, silence hovered between them. Finally, Santos spoke quietly. Officer Keaton, you will apologize. Right now. Keaton hesitated, his pride warring with panic. I was just doing my job. No, Danielle said, voice steady but sharp. You were doing your prejudice. The bystanders murmured. Cameras rolled. Keaton's face flushed red. I didn't know who you were, he muttered. That's exactly the problem, Danielle replied. You shouldn't need to know someone's title to treat them with respect. Santos lowered her head slightly, embarrassed. Ma'am, on behalf of the department, I'm deeply sorry for this incident. Danielle nodded once, then turned toward her car. Before getting in, she paused. Lieutenant, she said, check your department emails later. There'll be an update from me about mandatory bias training. Effective immediately. She got into her Mercedes, adjusted her sunglasses, and drove off, leaving silence and shame behind her. That evening, as the sun began to set, Danielle stood by her office window, overlooking the city. Her assistant asked softly, Are you okay, Ms. Owens? Danielle smiled faintly. I'm fine. Some lessons just have to happen in daylight, so no one can deny what they saw. She turned away from the window, back to work, back to power. Because sometimes the brightest light isn't the sun. It's truth, shining on those who try to hide from it. Comment where you're watching from, and subscribe for more powerful storytelling. Some stories hurt, others heal. This one does both.